Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to format a title page for the College of Christian Studies. And as with every document for a College of Christian Studies paper, every part of the document, the very first thing that you need to do is make sure that your font is set to Courier New 12 point. If you see over here on the right side in my formatting palette, part of my toolbar, many people's toolbars will be at the top. If you're not quite sure where your toolbar is, you can always go to you can always go to Format, click on Font. This will pull up the font menu. But what you must do is you must make sure that the font of your paper is Courier New 12-point fonts. That's the very first thing you're going to do. The next thing that you'll do for your title page is you'll make sure that it's centered, that it's center aligned, not left aligned or right aligned. Your entire title page will be centered. And so after you've checked these two settings, you made sure the title page is centered and you made sure that it's the Courier New 12-point font, go ahead and begin by typing the title of your paper. And so, just for the sake of an example here, here's the title of the paper. After you have typed the title of your paper, you're going to press the Enter/Return key 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After you do that, you're going to type the words a paper. And you're going to press the Enter key twice more. Noting, by the way, that this title page is completely single-spaced. We're teaching you how to do this with a single space setting. So now back to where we were. After a paper, you're going to hit Enter twice again. 1, 2. After you do this, you'll type the words presented to. Also, you'll notice that the title of your paper, right here, is in all capital letters. That will be the case for all of your titles. But as you'll see, the remainder here, it's not in all caps. It's just a normal font. Most of these first letters will be capitalized. The paper, presented to, and then after presented to, you'll hit Enter twice more, 1, 2, and then you'll type the name of your professor. So in this case, Mr. Joshua J. Stiles. And then after you type your professor's name, you'll press Enter twice more, 1, 2, and then you'll type North Greenville University. After you type North Greenville University, you'll press the Enter key 8 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After you do this, you're going to type the phrase in partial fulfillment. Following this, press Enter. Make sure, I accidentally put an extra space right there. Make sure that there's no additional spaces. That can mess up whether or not all of your lines are perfectly centered. So make sure there's no additional space there. After in partial fulfillment, you hit Enter twice more. 1, 2. And you type of the requirements for CHST, and then whatever your course number is. So for PTRW, it would be 2300. If you were in hermeneutics, it would be 2390. So type whatever the course number is. Also note right here, Microsoft Word here auto-corrected the word of to be capitalized. It should not be capitalized. Every other line to this point begins with a capital letter. Of the requirements for CHST, whatever your course number is, does not, the O in the word of does not, it is not capitalized. So make sure that it's not. Now go to the end of that line where we left off. After the course number, you're going to press Enter 8 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After you've done that, you're going to type the word by. You'll note again that Microsoft Word defaulted it to capitalize by. By should not be capitalized. After you correct that, press Enter 2 more times, by, and then you would type your name. So James B. Student, or whatever your name is. You'll press Enter 2 more times, and you're going to write out the month. You will write not an abbreviated month. You will actually write out the entire name of the month. So if it's November, you'll write out full November. Then you'll write the date in Arabic numeral 13, November 13th, and then type the year. November 13th, 2016, or whatever the due date of your paper is. Now, we're finished most of the way here, but there's one additional step, and in the Christian Studies Manual of Style, the College of Christian Studies Manual of Style, it actually explains to do this first. What I have found is that it's easier to do this at the end, because what you want to do, the margin of your title page, and this will be the case for many parts, initial parts of your papers, this will be explained in other videos, the title of your paper is going to be at basically the 2-inch margin. And the way that we instruct you to do this, there's actually two ways, and I'm going to show you both. The first way that you can get the margin correct for the title of the paper is to go over here to your paragraph spacing, which is under formatting, under alignment and spacing. You have line spacing, and then you have paragraph spacing. The CHST formatting manual explains the differences between these two. But you're going to want to adjust, in this case, the paragraph spacing to 69 points. And when you do that, again, and make sure it's just the title that's highlighted, when you do this, that will give you basically a 2-inch margin. Now, when you do that, I'm going to show you the other way that you can do it. If you change the paragraph spacing over here back to 0, it's possible that you can just go and highlight this. Actually, you wouldn't even need to highlight this, but you could go to your top margin and you could set the top margin, the actual margin, the document margin, to 2 inches. And as you can see, you've accomplished basically the same thing. Whichever way you choose to do that is fine. What matters is that you have a 2-inch margin at the top of the paper, and then you would follow all those directions that we went through, pressing enter 8 times in between each of these major parts, and so on and so forth. One other thing to note is that in the event that your title were to span 2 lines on your title page, your title is actually going to be double spaced. So title of your paper, and let's just say, blah, blah, words, words, words. If you have a 2-line title, make sure that you're not pressing enter, because if you pressed enter right here, following here to get to the second line, it's going to end up forcing everything down. So what you're going to want to do, if you have a 2-line title, type the first line as we explained, and then just go click on 2 lines down, and then type the title. You'll notice here how this looks a little bit like a pyramid. One thing that you need to note for the title page is for the College of Christian Studies, you will not have an actual pyramid shape. You will have what's called, if you need 2 lines, it needs to look like an inverted pyramid or an upside down pyramid. This is simply the format that you need. And a rule of thumb, if you'll notice the ruler that you have at the top of most of your word processors, you do not want any single line of your title to span more than 5 inches. So you can sort of use this as a guide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the title spans more than 5 inches across, then you're going to need to bump it to 2 separate lines. If it doesn't, then you're fine with just 1 line. But in the event, for example, you had words, words, you can see how the title page is just starting to look a bit off balanced. This is why if the first line of your title is more than 5 inches, we tell you to put part of it down here. So this is how you would format a title page for the College of Christian Studies. If you have any questions, please refer to the College of Christian Studies Style Manual or ask one of your professors. Thank you for watching.